that the only thing that's there for him in MMA, in terms of MMA?
Bro, Nate Diaz ain't shit. I mean, me and Nate Diaz had a lot of issues going. I was the champ of the UFC and the WEC. Yeah. Nate Diaz was calling me out. He got lucky with a fight with Conor and got the win. Yeah. But dude, Nate Diaz ain't shit.
Yeah. McGregor, man, where has he put the MMA? Has he escalated? Has he elevated?
Man, most definitely, bro. Like, he's in my weight class. He has the belt that I had. Man, with the Mayweather fight, he talks his way into fighting the best boxer in the world ever. Mayweather, I love Mayweather. But he did say, man, yeah.
Did he do anything in it that surprised you against Mayweather at all, man?
Nah. Well, we fight in different range, man. I spar boxing with the best boxers in the world. I do well all the time because our range is different. We're not toe-to-toe. Our style's a lot different. Because we're looking for kicks, takedowns, like other stuff. So I feel like I knew it was going to happen. He's going to gas out. 36 minutes is a long fucking time to fight. We fight 25 minutes at the most, so it's a big difference.
Do you think Mayweather carried him at any point?
I think Mayweather was waiting for his moment to shine. He saw McGregor gas and took his chance.
And McGregor versus Malignaggi, man, would you like to see that?
No.
Or not? Why not?
Paulie's my boy too, man.
Yeah.
I grew up in boxing. Like, boxing was my thing before MMA. It just doesn't make sense. Why? For what?
It looks like it has a great build-up, man.
Yeah, but who's gonna buy that? Who's gonna pay $100 for that? I don't know, man. I wouldn't.
What's next for you, man?
I'm fighting November 4th. I want to fight in New York City. I don't know yet. New York or Virginia or something like that. But Dustin Poirier.
Yo, God, the thing goes pop, skitty kid pop, and the poop boom, skia, boom, boom.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. You know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
You heard it right. Anthony Pettis is letting the thing go scrack. He said Nate Diaz ain't shit. He was calling me out, then he got lucky and got the fight with Conor and got a win. So that's why everybody's talking about Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. But hell no, he ain't the only money fight for Conor McGregor out here. Man, and what I will say is what he's saying is true, but I will say I wouldn't say Nate Diaz got lucky, because success is whenever opportunity meets preparation, and Nate Diaz was prepared to take the Conor McGregor fight on short notice whenever the title fight fell through. And not to mention, it's the title that Anthony Pettis lost, because Anthony Pettis lost his title to Rafael dos Anjos, who was scheduled to fight Conor McGregor when Conor McGregor was moving up. If he was able to defend his title versus Rafael dos Anjos, it would have been Conor McGregor versus Anthony Pettis, and that would have been a huge fight. It would be a money fight, and there still is potential in the future for a Conor McGregor versus Anthony Pettis, although it is slim. But if Anthony Pettis picks up a couple W's, if Anthony Pettis is able to get anywhere near that interim belt or that title, then it'll be Anthony Pettis versus Conor McGregor. But time's against him. Conor McGregor still got to do a Nate Diaz trilogy, and he's got other options. But if he would have held that title, he would have been fighting Conor McGregor. So now Nate Diaz as to how did he not get lucky as well? He was coming off of a win. Anthony Pettis at the time was coming off of 2 losses. I've got his record right here. 1 second. He came off of the loss where he lost his title to Rafael dos Anjos, and then he lost again to Eddie Alvarez in January 2016. Which is what made, after Eddie, that's how Eddie Alvarez got his title shot, by beating Anthony Pettis. He beat Anthony Pettis and got his title shot versus Rafael dos Anjos after Rafael dos Anjos came back from the injury that pulled him out of the Conor McGregor fight. So Nate Diaz didn't really get lucky. I mean, Conor McGregor had a couple opponents to choose from, but Nate Diaz did do the right things in calling out Conor McGregor. But also, one thing that I like about this is Anthony Pettis letting him go is building fights. He just built a potential fight with quite a few people here. He's starting to build a fight with Conor McGregor for the future. What about Anthony Pettis versus Nate Diaz? I'd like to see that fight. They've got a little history. Nate Diaz, like he said, was calling him out in the before, and they're in the same division, lightweight. So I mean, who wouldn't want to see Anthony Pettis versus Nate Diaz? I would. Or I mean, if Anthony Pettis can get some good wins and get in a #1 contender match, hey, Anthony Pettis, that'd be awesome to see Anthony Pettis back in the title mix. Now, He's gonna have to beat Dustin Poirier. That's who he's scheduled to fight coming up. I believe that he said November 4th. So with that being said, man, beating Dustin Poirier is definitely a step in the right direction to getting to these money fights that he wants to be in. You know, that he's starting to kind of sell, which I'm not mad at him, because Anthony Pettis did have a lot of star power before he went on his losing streak, and then he went on to beat Charles Oliveira, lose to Max Holloway in the interim featherweight title shot when he tried to go down. He missed weight that fight, but he still lost to Max Holloway. He got finished, and then I believe that was actually his first time ever getting finished as well by Max Holloway, and now he's coming off of a win over Jim Miller at UFC 213. So if he can beat Dustin Poirier, he'll be on a 2-fight win streak. Two more, man, and he might be getting that fucking money fight that he sort of lost himself when he lost to Rafael Dos Anjos, because man, that would have been what happened. He kept that belt. That's who was scheduled to fight Conor next, the lightweight champion, and he would have been the lightweight champion. So it is what it is, man. Let the haters know what the fuck you think about Anthony Pettis' comments. Oh yeah, and he talked about Paulie Malignaggi a little bit versus Conor too. Let's talk about that real fast. He said nobody wants to see it, nobody would buy it. I do think there would be some people that buy it, but after he said that, I kind of realized it is kind of a mockery, right? But at the same time, so is Floyd, right? But it would be so hard. I would say it would be way harder, because Floyd and Conor McGregor pretty much pulled out all the stops at the press conferences, so this would be a lot closer to a regular boxing fight. I don't think it would break records. I do think it would sell. I do think Conor could make a lot of money versus Paulie. Wouldn't be in the ballpark of Floyd Mayweather, but I do still think it would sell to some people. So Anthony Pettis doesn't, though. He sounds like he wouldn't be buying it. He said he's been a fan of boxing his whole life, and Paulie's this boy, which I don't think Paulie's gonna be too happy with this, though. he's fucking with Paulie's money. He said nobody wants to see Paulie fight Conor, man. Come on. So I mean, you can agree or disagree with that, but either way, it is what it is. Let the haters know what the fuck you tap at in the comments, dude.